And good morning. How's everybody doing today? My name is Lance. I'm the North Dakota Carnivore. Today is Sunday, so this is the morning weekend meeting for accountability. How's everybody doing today? It's been a beautiful morning already. Been up and out and about early, getting stuff set up for the game tonight. And it's I picked up a new grill, smoker the other night. I put it together yesterday. I did the burn in, and I've got 4 racks of ribs out right now, smoking. And I put them on for an hour to super smoke this morning, and then turned the heat up, and it got her up to temperatures. It's been about an hour now since it's been up to temp, so another 5 hours of cooking time before they're even close to being ready. But they're out there. It's going to be an absolutely delicious evening here. We've got stuff going on up with the daughters today. And let's see. Oh, we got Uncle William. Good morning. Happy Sunday to you too, Uncle Willie. Hey, Terry. Good morning. How are you today? Do you guys have any plans for football tonight? This is what I did this morning. I was up early this morning to see the Carnivore Companion Seasoning is made by Carnivore Chef. That's his name's Reed. You heard Larry was talking about him the other day in our morning meetings. So I got 2 racks of ribs with the Gator Bite, which is more of a spicier, and then I got 2 more racks with smokestack, and I got those out in my new grill. Oh, that's my new Pit Boss Navigator. That thing's a beast. Got a lot of smoke coming out. You can't really tell. Let's get some really good smoke in there. Yeah. You can get a lot of meat in there and smoke at the same time. I usually do the wing and Willie from thawed. I've never really done them on the air fryer from frozen. I just do them from thawed. You're hungry, 24-hour intermittent fasting, you'll have sardines. Oh, still sardines. That would really be on the sardine fast today. Yeah, it looks amazing. What is that? Those are baby back ribs that are on the smoker. Smoking those for the game tonight. It takes a long time to get good ribs. Yeah, they're amazing. Hey, Teflon, how are you doing? Teflon Bill? How's it going today? Yeah. I'm doing good. How are you? Is it Braylon Evans? It's one of those wonderful mornings here. It's actually the last couple of weeks or last week here in North Dakota. It's been tremendously nice here. This is one of the warmest Februarys I remember. We barely have any snow left on the ground out here. It's amazing. What game is on tonight? Tonight's the Super Bowl. New England Patriots versus the Seattle. Yeah, that's how much I pay attention to football. New England and Seattle playing. That's good. So we have, after we get done with these ribs, I've got like 6 pounds or 7 pounds of wings I have to do also. And I'll probably do some of them in the oven and probably do Some of them on the smoker out there too. And my teams are hockey teams. I go to the football games like this here with my family for a family event. I really don't care who wins. Uh, my son-in-laws, both of them, and my daughters now, because of them, are Seattle Seahawks fans. So that's who the majority of the households are going for. And it's just in support of what they're doing. I don't have a dog in this fight, and I really don't care. Yeah, I don't care to watch the games. I stopped watching the NFL probably back in 2017, and it's just I don't care to watch it anymore. I'm much more interested in hockey. It's To me, it's a better sport. I stopped watching NBA back in the '90s, and never watched baseball. I just never got into that. But NFL, I used to be big in the NFL, and I used to be really big about it, and I just don't care about it anymore. Braylon, what's my favorite song? Heck if I know. I don't really have a favorite song. I listen to a lot of different music, so I could just pick one. You don't mind hockey, which is more popular in Canada. Yeah, and it's one of the things that I work in North Dakota for a Canadian company. I deal with Canadians all the time, and one of the people I work with the most is from Canada, and we spent a lot of time in meetings together doing different things for the company that we work for, and we talk a lot of hockey too. So, but my hockey team is the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, I generally put out there that my when people ask me, well, who do you want to win? Whatever, it's like I don't care who wins the Stanley Cup as long as it's not a Canadian team. I always root against the Canadians. Yeah, you lost interest in sports after you quit betting. Yeah, that's a good time to lose interest in it because there's a lot of gambling that goes on with the professional sports and stuff. So I can see that happening, Uncle Willie. It's just one of those things that you don't want to continue doing. It's triggered for something like that. What did you guys have for breakfast today? Terry, you're doing intermittent fasting, so you're not eating. Uncle Willie, are you eating this morning? And Braylon, how about you? Are you eating like a carnivore or keto, low fat diet? Uh, Bill, how about you? Are you still there and you still eating that way or not? Yeah, Terry says it makes sense, Uncle Willie. Rockstar, good morning. How are you today? It's another wonderful day. Get up and get out, do some crazy stuff, and have some fun, isn't it? Now, for yesterday, I broke a 7-day fast and started out really slow. And I actually did pretty good yesterday for eating. I broke my fast with bone broth. An hour later, I had eggs. Your first meal will be at 3 to 5. Yeah. Rockstar, I'm doing really good. 10 o'clock in the morning here, and I've been up for 4 hours already getting stuff ready for the Super Bowl for dinner tonight and stuff. Uh, you doing anything for the Super Bowl tonight, Rockstar? I had the bone broth eggs, and then after that, another hour later, I had bone broth. Then I waited 2 hours. I had one ground beef patty. I waited 2 hours. I had a can of sardines, the same ones that Larry's eating at his the Wild Planet, Wild Pacific sardines. They're actually really good. They got that really nice smoke flavor to them. Hey, Aaron, in between games at your daughter's tournament, she pitched a huge game to get us to round 8. Awesome. What kind of tournament is this, Aaron? But after having the sardines, I waited another 2 hours, and I had I was just gonna have a little something to tide me over. But I actually was really hungry, so I had 2 ground beef patties, and that was at like 3 o'clock, 3:30, and then that held me over until 7:30 last night. Salmon. We had really nice salmon last night. And salmon's, you eat 10 ounces of salmon and you're not eating very much. There's hardly any calories or any fat in it. It's just filling and it fills you up. So, all right. Oh, indoor softball. I'm used to you being at hockey here. It just, so we talk about pitch. I'm like, what part of hockey is that? Am I missing out? You're going to start your sardine fast tomorrow, and it's one below there right now. It's actually really nice here, Aaron. It's actually 31 degrees out right now. I, I'm wearing my hoodie because I've been outside playing in the pool, smoking. Yeah, that's great, Aaron. But you're going to start your sardine fast tomorrow. I'm thinking I'm going to do the sardine fast, 3 day sardine fast starting on Tuesday. Man, I was talking with one of my guys from work. And I think he's going to do it with me too. Rockstar, you have a game the same day as Valentine's. All right. Are you watching the Super Bowl tonight at all, Rockstar? Yeah, you guys are involved in a lot of sports activities there. That's actually really good. So it helps be out there and it helps be out there and be active. Keeps your mind off of food, which is a tremendous help. Yeah, Rockstar, I understood what you were saying, Valentine's. Like, you sit here and hang out and read comments like this here. Uh, Not just in my live stream, but I'm in several others, and you see people do this all the time. It happens. You got to be able to read between the lines and figure out what people are actually saying, some of this stuff. All right, have a great one and have fun out there. Let's see. You played softball outdoors in your 20s? Oh, that wasn't yesterday. No, it's been a few days, isn't it? Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you're chatting and typing. A lot of people use voice to chat or voice to text. Yeah, that really screws stuff up. And it's funny sometimes what comes out of that. My wife does that when she's texting and driving and stuff. She'll use the voice to text. It's crazy. You watched the interview with Maria Emmerich this morning. You knew she was skinny, didn't know she was anorexic. I haven't watched Maria Emmerich at all. You play basketball? I used to play basketball back when I was very young, high school days and stuff. I played basketball, and when I was in the military, we played basketball constantly. We played what they called combat basketball. So basically, if you broke somebody's arm or leg or drew blood, you got to follow. Outside of that, there was no falls. It was kind of fun. All I can tell, one of our guys did break his leg doing it, and that was bad. But I used to play basketball. I was actually pretty good at it. The first time I went on a big weight loss journey, I went on with, I was doing Insanity. I did that 6 days a week. And one of the things I did with that was we had an outside basketball court at the place I was living in, had a park right next to us. And I went from like 292 pounds down to 212. And I was able to dunk on that basketball hoop out there. So I actually had my wife get a picture of me doing that. That was, I think, 2014 or so. So Terry's asking, when you do intermittent fasting, is your stomach continuously growling? Is it because you need to feed or just ignore it? Sometimes I don't get the signals. My stomach, when I do intermittent fasting, whether it's like an 18, 6 or a 24-hour intermittent fast, yeah, most of the time it's growling, and I don't know why. Even if I'm not hungry, it growls at me, and I just ignore it most of the time. If I'm truly hungry, I'll get the signal that tells me I have to eat. But even then, sometimes I don't get a signal saying I have to eat. So intermittent fasting, I just know that I'm going to eat once a day. If I do get that signal that says, hey, you need to eat, then I will. One of the things that I do is, like, when I go to work, and I'm wondering as I go on this, when I go to work, if I bring food with me, I will eat it. I will be hungry. I will eat it. If I don't bring food, I don't get hungry. And so that's why I have trouble fasting when I'm at home on weekends, because there's food here all the time, and I know that. When I started my 7-day fast, I started on a Friday after dinner, and I started fresh. And I told my wife, so that everybody knew that I was going to be fasting, I wasn't going to be eating, so that they would help me get through the weekend. After that, I had absolutely no issues during the rest of the week. But it's just the availability of food. Now, about 36 hours into a fast, like I was just in, my stomach goes quiet. I didn't have a peep on my stomach for 5.5 days, 6 days here when I did that 7-day fast. This morning, laying in bed before I got out, I was like, what the heck is going on? Because my stomach was just gurgling and bubbling and stuff, and it was actually really loud. I wasn't hungry. You know, you rode your ankle last year. Yeah, that sucks. Ankle injuries are so much a pain in the ass. They really are. There's no other way to put it around there. Yeah, so if you're not hungry, Terry, you just ignore your stomach. It's just grumbling. It's digesting. You're not filling it full of junk, so there's just more room in there. It's going to make more noise. I think that's the way it is. Jester, how are you doing this morning? Let's try this again. Good morning, Jester. Anticipation is the mind killer. Absolutely. Sorry, I just want to say something that sounded like it came from the movie Dune. But you're right. Anticipation is the mind killer. If I bring food with me to work in anticipation that I might get hungry, I get hungry. You know, one with the exception of I can bring a carnivore bar and I can throw it in the freezer in the fridge at my work, and then that doesn't bother me. But if I were to bring jerky and have it in my uh, backpack, I'm going to get hungry at some point and want to eat it. It's in the back of my mind that it's there. Or if I bring anything and I put it in the fridge to have just in case I get hungry, I'm going to get hungry. But for whatever reason, that carnivore one, if I put that in the freezer, it doesn't bother me. I'm good with that. So it's anticipation. It's habit is what it is. It's breaking habits that are the hardest part of this way of eating. Like today, we got the Super Bowl. People are going to be eating all kinds of terrible foods. Well, we're going over to one of my daughter's places. She's not carnivore, nor is anybody in her family. My wife, myself, my other daughter, she's ketovore. Her husband is carnivore ketovore, more carnivore at times, and then my other daughter and her boyfriend are not. They just eat whatever. And then my son and his girlfriend, whatever. I don't expect anybody to have food in preparation for what I do. So that's why I've got the wings out there, or I have my wings. I've got my ribs cooking out there now. I got 4 racks of ribs sitting on the grill. I've got 6.5 pounds of wings to cook and another 3 pounds of drums to cook. So, and then, so on top of just our family going, they've also invited some other people over. So I'm just going to make sure that there's plenty of food for everybody. And then people want to eat what I made, they're free to eat it too. I'm not that picky. I just want to have a rack for myself. And it's preparing for what's going on. But the anticipation, just sitting here, knowing I have food in the house, knowing what I'm going to be making. And then we also make an Italian many years ago, back in, it had to be around 1989, 1990. I had taken vacation in the military and came back to the U.S. and hung out with some friends, family and stuff. And one of the guys that I hung out with, his mom and dad were in Wisconsin. I was visiting family in the Twin Cities, but they needed some help with some stuff out in their farm. So we went out to their farm, and the dad was full-blown Norwegian, the mom was full-blooded Italian. What a combo. But she was in the kitchen cooking when we got there, so of course we did what we had to do outside. And then around lunchtime we came in and she had a big spread of spaghetti and a meat patty that went with it, and garlic bread. Oh my goodness, was it delicious. Now the meat patty was what was really interesting. It was just a square patty. It was like she seasoned it and then baked it and then cut it into squares. And that was absolutely delicious. And she called those dagos. I have no idea how to spell it or whatever, but I ended up getting the recipe for that. And I Americanized it a little bit. I made it into burger patties, and then I served it on a Kaiser roll made with extra mozzarella cheese and stuff. Now, since going carnivore, we haven't had it, and we didn't have it much. We didn't have it all last year. And this year, after discovering the pork panko, I've made it twice now with pork panko instead of breadcrumbs. And everything else in it is carnivore, except for it does get cooked. You initially cook it on a grill or a stove to cook the patties, and then you put it into spaghetti sauce and let it continue cooking. So I can have the Dago and put some mozzarella cheese on it. Some of the tomato sauce and stuff from the spaghetti sauce does soak into the meat patty, but I had one the last time I did this, and I think my blood sugar went up 5. It didn't affect my blood sugars. It didn't cause me any pain, but we're gonna be making those today too for the group of people that are coming over, and that's one of the Super Bowl things that we've been doing for years now. So we got ribs, we got chicken wings, and we have Dagos that we're going to be bringing over there. So it's going to be a hell of a feast. Jess, you're making turkey in a bag here shortly. You already made blue cheese and onion meatballs. That sounds absolutely delicious. Blue cheese and onion meatballs. And meatballs are one of the carnivore's secrets that people just don't think about. If you make meatballs, and you can make a ton of meatballs in advance. You make meatballs, you throw them in 6 to 10 in a quart bag, throw them in the freezer and freeze them like that, and you've got a quick snack. And they're delicious. Blue cheese, but it doesn't like you. Yeah, that's with a lot of cheeses, and especially blue cheese. Blue cheese, because the blue is a mold. It does affect some people. I don't know if Michaela Pearson could ever have blue cheese, but I want to show this again here. These are the ribs I made today. Carnivore Companion Gator Bite and the Carnivore Companion Smokestack. I got 4 racks of ribs out on the smoker right now, and the seasoning on here, I used another seasoning. It's basically the same one I use for my briskets. I make most of that myself. And then on top of that is where I sprinkle the smokestack or the gator bite. But Carnivore Companion is a carnivorous chef on YouTube. His name is Reed. These seasonings are very good. There's no sugar in them, no real iffy ingredients, if you will. They're pretty damn good. If you guys want to support other carnivores who have great content and stuff like this, check out Reed. He has some really good stuff on his channel. Oh, freshly shredded parm. Oh yeah. When I made the salmon for my wife and I last night, she likes the lemon pepper seasoning that she found. Doesn't have any sugars in it. It's just lemon pepper, salt, and a couple other things that aren't actually bad on there. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I use that. And then I also put on mine, I've got the hard chunks of Parmesan, and I put Parmesan on mine. Oh, I love fresh grated real Parmesan cheese is so good. It beats the hell out of any container Parmesan that you might get. So it is. It's an amazing difference on how it tastes and the flavor that you get with it. Yeah, let's roll this beautiful bean footage again. That's the smoker. That's the Pit Boss Navigator. I set it for 150 degrees. I let it run at that for the first hour just to get more smoking on top of those ribs. So basically like a super smoke setting. You can see how much smoke was coming out of that, and the ribs are just sitting on there. It's absolutely beautiful. And then you see that the very top up there, it's got those chunks. Those are basically pieces of the rib that were thinner and you don't want to keep them on there. So, but I still throw them up there, season them, throw them up there just as a chef snack is what a lot of people call them. So they'll finish before the ribs actually get finished, and I'll be able to eat those as a snack, just a little bit. So what else are you doing for the Super Bowl tonight at all, Jester? Do you have anything going on for it? And Terry, I wanted to ask you yesterday, are you part of the Kill Smitty tribe at all? Jester says I always use minced onion because it doesn't take very much to add enough flavor. Yeah, the minced onion is actually not bad. My wife is one of those that loves to have the onions and stuff like that and all her stuff. And I really don't care if I have onions. I like the garlic. Garlic doesn't always like me though. That's a hit or miss sometimes. And these dagos that I'm gonna be making here in a little bit, that has a lot of garlic in there. It's like 4 cloves of garlic per pound of meat. It's very heavy garlic in those. That's some good coffee, I tell you that. That Dunn Brothers coffee is very good. And then again, I finished a 7-day fast on Saturday morning. I had some really good results on that. Just amazing how easy it was actually to do a full 7 days fast. I had some really good ketones the last 4 days of it. On day 3, actually it was day 2 in the evening, you can see my ketones went up to 1.8 and then they stayed above 1 the rest of the time. You can really feel the difference when your ketones jump up like that. It's amazing how you learn how to feel. And like we look at the Dr. Boz ratio or on the right side here, anything above 80, and this might be in the low ketosis, but it's not much. And then from 40 to 80, you're in a weight loss zone. And the weight loss continues through the rest, anything that's below that too. But then from 20 to 40, you're basically in autophagy and cellular repair for your body where you get the most healing from and stuff. So, and then once you get under 20, as you see on the day 5 when I hit 19, that's when you get into the type of ketosis where people with like epilepsy or people with cancer, that's where they try to get them into. And that helps their bodies fight stuff like the cancer. There's so much that happens when your ketones are higher. Cancer doesn't like ketones. Cancer thrives on glucose. So remove it. And see how that goes. You don't have to have glucose. Your body will make it. And that's one of the nice things about this way of eating is you learn when your body does that. I wear a CGM just to see where my body is and see how things are going for me. I'm not diabetic and I don't have a prescription for a CGM, so I have to buy my own. And I don't mind doing it. It gives me data. I've said this before, I'm a data junkie. I like the data. I like to see how things are going and see what everything happens to your body. I can tell you when I get stressed, I know what happens to my body when I get stressed. I can see where my stress causes my blood sugars to rise and everything. Now check this out. This is my grill. Let's see. Yeah, see, this is my grill I have going on right now. That's my navigator. It's set to 225. And here's the analytics for the cook time. That shows when I started up and I had it at 150 for the first hour. And then after that, I cranked it up to 225 just to start the cooking. I'll run it at 225 probably at the end. I'll turn it up to 250 and I'll put a probe in it probably around noon. Another hour and a half. I'll throw a probe in it to it to give me some more information as to what's going on. That navigator, I can actually have 3 probes running at that time, so that's actually pretty cool. Am I anticipating this Carnivore Quest water fast next weekend? I am. Actually looking forward to it. I'm going to do Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm going to do the sardine fast. So it'll probably be Thursday night when I have a regular meal. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm probably going to do the water fast with them just to continue the fasting and continue the healing that I've got from that 7-day fast. I don't think it'll be too much. I think my body will be all right. So, especially, I have today, tomorrow to eat, to refuel. I think I'll be doing all right. I think I'll be pretty good. And, doing the sardine fast, that really makes a difference too, because that they are so satiating and it'll help me out. Jessica says you're probably watching most of the game with your friends tonight, although you've not been following football closely for many years. Yeah, I really haven't either. I get told when things are important. Like my son's a really big Minnesota Vikings fan, so I know when the Vikings play the team I used to watch, which is the Bears. I know when that's going on because of my son. My wife has always liked the Pittsburgh Steelers, so we pay attention to the Steelers, and I find out what's going on with all through them. There are days when I have to watch football with my son. I really don't care. A lot of times I sit there and I scroll stuff on my phone and do stuff like that just because. But I'm still there, still participating. I watch, you get the big plays that happen, and I can rewatch them with them. So football is not really one of those sports anymore that I really care for. And it's because of the way the players are. They're all a bunch of self-centered, egotistical people that, because of their antics, I really don't care for them. It's not like look at how they show up for their games. Oh, hold on for 1 second. What? What? Yep. I know it. So yeah, you can shut it. Go. Yeah, where are you going?
Your favorite plate. Right in the one. Go up.
Sorry about that. So my garage door is open because I have my grill out and I have it right in front of the garage. So I just pull it out. I can go in and out of the garage, or I can go outside to go to my grill, and my wife wants to shut the door. She just wants to know that my grill's out of the way so she can shut the door. And it is so. But she's wanting specific plates, paper plates for the game tonight. She says somewhere's got Super Bowl plates that have the team colors and stuff on them. And I told her yesterday, nobody cares what kind of paper plate they're eating on. She does. So that's matters to her. So gonna have to be that way. It's just funny. You're gonna air fry some wings for your wife and son later. And you're doing the sardines, yeah. Well, so you fry your wings from frozen? No, I've done that with a basket air fryer with steaks before. I have cooked a steak from raw before, but I've never done chicken wings. I guess mainly because chicken is one of those foods that you have to have cooked all the way, or you can have big problems with it. And that's not something I really want. Uh, here. Oh. Hmm. And let's see. That's good. All right. Just just checking different things here real quick in my other settings. Oh yeah. Back to wings and nuts. Tonight I don't know what time I'm gonna start them. I'm gonna have to my wife wants to be over there at 4 o'clock tonight. And we're probably gonna have to start those wings probably around 2 o'clock, 2:30, so we can have them done in time to bring them over. And I'm probably just gonna cook them all to done, season them at my daughter's house, and then throw them in her oven on broil for like the 5 to 10 minutes to crisp them and tack up the seasoning sauce that we're using. I do make my own buffalo sauce with butter and Frank's Red Hot. Nothing else in there but that. Um, I made a pound on garlic, uh, like a dry rub for in last weekend or the weekend before, can't remember, for my son and his girlfriend, and that turned out really well. That was just basically melted butter, a bunch of Parmesan cheese, and garlic seasoning, and that turned out really nice, nice and crispy, and pretty damn good. You're gonna air fry sardines in butter today? That is a great idea. Terry, are you a member of the Kilt's Mighty Tribe? And the reason I'm asking, yeah, butter and Frank's is it's amazing. Uh, if you wanted that spreadsheet, I am not that tech savvy. I don't know how to do this, but this is available on the Kills Mighty Tribe uh, site. It's one of the ones that we used in. All right, so that was technical issues with me because I'm a dumbass. I hit the wrong button. Yeah, if you go into the lion diet, um, uh, Lewis put it in there of his OneDrive or whatever drive it is that he shared it from, and that's where I picked it off of too. I thought I'd seen you in there before. If anybody else is interested in this, your Kills Mighty Tribe has some great resources, and it's really cool what is all available with the Kills Mighty Tribe. So don't be afraid to go up to the Kills Mighty Tribe. It's free. You can become a member, and you get so much information from them. Being part of that community, it's a really strong resource, and it really helps out in having people out there. Um, Yeah, you watched the live meetup. I watched some of that. Well, last night I know I watched it Friday night. I was watching the live at the dinner at Kiltz's place. That was actually pretty cool to watch. You see Dr. Kiltz talking, and people were telling their stories up there. You see how busy Alia is when she's just running around doing stuff. It's, Dr. Kiltz was talking in front of me on the mic and said he's going to be on their channel at some point, and he couldn't remember when. He's like, "Oh yeah," she's like, "Yeah," wherever she was at there. He realized on her so much. I think it's funny. But let's see. Where am I at? So, like I was saying earlier, it's a matter of preparation for a lot of stuff. You got to prepare for what's going on. Yeah, Friday night. Yeah, days you don't like to talk. No, really? That's why I say, ha. Kiltz is always talking. I missed his live this morning. That's one of the things I don't mind getting up Sunday mornings for is because I enjoy watching Kiltz in the morning and watching him and how energetic and basically how crazy he is in the mornings doing this stuff. It's so cool to watch him. And I like to interact with him. I know the last few Sundays, he's been just throwing open the open link so people can come in and chat with him. I've been tempted to do it when he's doing his live doing that. That's generally when I'm sitting here restarting my computer, getting my stuff ready for this live. And he'd like to have his energy some days. Yeah, and I can tell you when. Do you track your ketones at all, Terry? Because when my ketones get up above a 2, my energy level is so much more. And there are times like doing a line diet when I'm eating a very, very fatty, like up to 80% of my calories come from fat. When I eat like that, my ketones really come up there. And I'm talking like back from the meat, not from like butter bites and stuff like that. But if I'm eating like that and I can get my ketones while still eating carnivore up above 2, that is absolutely amazing. And you can feel it. The energy is just tremendous. You're doing sardines this fast, you don't get higher than a 1.5. You ever do extended fast, Terry? Actually, a 1.5 on a sardine fast. I think the first sardine fast I didn't get above that either. I thought it would get higher because watching Dr. Boz, and she shows people getting really high up there with their ketones on a sardine fast. I didn't have that, but I get that way when I do the extended water fast. You've done a 72-hour fast once. Did you track your ketones on that? Because 72 hours into a fast, your ketones should go up pretty good on those. Yeah, just gotta finish my coffee. So even on 72 hours at 1.5. Yeah. And it's not bad. Anything above a 1 is really good for like the Dr. Boz ratio. Once you get up there, that's where you get into, if your blood sugars are down, you can get into the really good weight loss fat so that you can lose weight. Once you hit that 2 point and you start getting down under the 40s, the Dr. Boz ratio, and that's where you get into the autophagy and the cellular repair, and your mind gets clearer. It's actually pretty cool. Yeah. The 4 mark, it happens. I mean, see, when I went out and I came back in, I lost everything I put into the old pictures. What's appeared with it? Such a bonehead at times. That's the first time I've done that. Like right here where I hit that 2, when I went down below 40. Then at the 3.5, I went down to a 19 and then hit over 4 on day 6. And that was a morning one where I was over at 4, which was amazing to me. I usually end up in the morning about the same as I was that evening. It's just kind of normal for me. But hitting the 4, my highest I've ever had is 5.7. And that was on my last fast I did. And that was on day 5, where I hit a 5.7 on it. And day 6, I went back down into the low 5s, but like 5.1. But I've hit a 5.7 once, and I was really feeling it too, because the ketones, they do so much for your body and your mind and everything. Because the ketones themselves cross the blood-brain barrier easily. And it's pretty cool. Yeah, they are some pretty good numbers. I'm very, very happy with this here. It was so nice to get this spreadsheet from Lewis because it gives the Dr. Boz ratio. If you watch Dr. Boz at all and you understand what the Boz ratio is and how it works, this is actually really awesome to look at these numbers and to see what's going on with it. Basically at 48 hours into my fast, I was in fat burning on day 2, and that's 5 days of fat burning. I didn't weigh myself this morning. I'm going to wait until next week on Saturday morning to weigh myself again to see where I'm at. But I'll also be doing that another fast at the time too. So I'm hoping to keep my rebound from this here as minimal as possible with doing this like this. You think of going on with starting through this week, see if you get a higher number, then jump into the water fast. It's not a bad idea. Listen to your body, and if you're having troubles, you can always go back and have a day of regular eating. But the sardine fast isn't a bad thing to do. You just have to make sure when you're doing a sardine fast that you're still getting the nutrients that you want for your body. And one of the things that I know a lot of what Dr. Boz talks about is the MCT oils. Do you use any of the MCT oil? The C8 and C10 oils, they are supposed to help you get into ketosis quicker, and your body uses that specifically to make the ketones. So it's easier for your body to get involved, or not get involved, but to make the ketones. And I've tried them, and I don't know if it actually did anything for me. But when you're fasting, like water, MCT is just basically a sardine fast. You can use MCT oil or regular eating so that it keeps up there. You don't have any MCT oil, but you put it on the list to get. I'm not sure, because I bought the Dr. Boz MCT oil from her website. I'm not sure if it did anything for me or not. It was really hard for me to tell. Maybe next time maybe on this sardine fast, when I do it on Tuesday, I'll take the MCT oil along with the sardines. I am doing it different this time. Last time I did the sardines, I did sardines in water, or I did sardines in mustard, chicken of the sea. This time I'm going to use all the Wild Planet, Wild Pacific's sardines, the same ones that Larry's eating on his. So I picked up a bunch of those from Costco when they were on sale. And I can actually do a full 7-day fast with the amount that I have picked up. If I were to eat 4 cans a day, I could do 7 days worth. And I'm not going to. The last one I did do 7 or a 5-day sardine fast just because of the way it ended and stuff for me. And I was doing an ultra day fasting, so I didn't want to end my fast on a no eating day, so I extended it. But it actually went pretty good for me. I was pretty happy with how that went. And pretty cool to have everything going on like that. You actually check your ketones now before you eat. Yeah. And that's when I check my ketones, like if I check them in the morning, when we were doing the one challenge in it was February when January, the whole month they're doing the Lion Diet. The 1 week, that's what they wanted everybody doing, was checking their ketones when they first woke up in the morning, and then in the evening at 4 or 5 o'clock, so that you can see the comparisons. And that's where this chart came from, this spreadsheet, which is actually pretty cool from Lewis. And I did it for 3 days where I remember to take it in the morning, then I started forgetting to because it's not my routine. I usually check mine after I get to work. So I get up at 4 a.m. I get ready, I go to work, and it's usually about 6 a.m., 7 a.m. is when I was checking it normally. And so I know my ketones and stuff aren't the same at that time as they would have been in the morning. I actually had pretty good ketones in the morning when I was checking them. They were better than when I check them at work. But it's still, and that's what this chart here, this spreadsheet, my morning ones, the 6 a.m. ones, were really close to the 6 a.m. mark each morning. So I'm at work. I've been up for a couple of hours, and I've been out doing stuff. And that's when this was. And like even the evening one on day 6 and day 7, it was really close to that 4 o'clock mark, maybe 4:10, 4:15 or whatever. But I'm at work and I'm moving around doing stuff. So on these two, it could have been higher. The glucose could have been lower at some time, but I had to go do stuff. It's just what it is. 2:45 this morning, your ketones were 0.5. And now at 1:30, it's 0.7. Yeah, 0.7 is actually pretty good. Now, like the Keto Mojo tells you, if you're at 0.5, that you're not in ketosis. I disagree. To me, if you show that you have ketones, you're making ketones, you're making progress, you're in ketosis. That, to me, that's a sign of being in ketosis, is that you're actually in ketones. If your blood sugar is too high, you're not going to make any. And that's when you're not in ketosis. So even 0.7 at 1:30, that's good. I like it when, even if I'm at 0.9, not even close to a 1 yet, I don't mind it because I know I'm still in ketosis. I'm still making ketones. And the parts of my body that do the best on ketones are the ones that are getting it. So that's where the brain fog goes away. So as long as you have a ketone and it's registering, your brain is feeling better just because that's where it's going to use it first, is in your brain. I'd much rather have 0.5, 0.3, 0.2, 0.1. As long as there's a ketone being made, your brain is going to be using it, and that helps to lift that brain fog. All right. Well, it has been exactly 1 hour. It's 11 o'clock. I'm going to let you guys go. I'm going to head over to the Carnivore Quest, talk to Larry for a few minutes, and then when my wife gets home, I got to make some meat patties and some wings. If you like, no, I, I said this yesterday in Larry's meeting. Uh, Knowledge not shared is knowledge wasted. And I've learned stuff and I really shared. That's what this is all about. And trying to help anybody because we've been lied to for the last 50 years about nutrition and about what is healthy for us and what's not. So I just want to pay it back and let people know that this is actually the way you're supposed to be eating. This is the way you're supposed to feel. And 59 years old, I wake up in the morning, I don't have pain. That is unusual. How many 59-year-olds can say they wake up pain free, medication free every day? Not many, but it happens. I don't take anything. I drink my coffee. I do drink electrolytes, but I don't take medications. I don't take pharmaceuticals. And it's all because of the way I eat. Carnivore diet, low carb, high fat is an amazing way to be. Now, with that, you all have a great day. Head over to Carnivore Quest, chat with Larry, and we'll talk to you all next Saturday.